Hello there. Welcome to a very special episode of Electric Sheep. This is our 66 subscriber special. I can't keep up with how many subscribers we're getting. I'm just happy, and we're all in this together, and I just can't thank you all enough. I really can't. But um, let's get things going with this story. Everyone did good.
Everyone did good. It was midnight, and the glass of a jewelry shop cracked under the weight of a crowbar. Inside, a small-time villain known as the Anarchrist stuffed his duffel bag with silver chains, gold rings, and trinkets that glittered under the pale light. A petty job, but it made him grin. Outside, footsteps struck the pavement. A veteran hero, gray hair under his mask, minor powers but decades of experience, stepped into the doorway. His name was Zoltan. "Drop the bag," Zoltan commanded, voice steady but tired. The villain froze halfway through scooping more jewels. He turned, smirking, ready with a quip. Click. Behind him, the shopkeeper appeared, shotgun leveled at the back of the Anarchrist's head. His hands trembled, but his finger didn't. Boom! Zoltan cried out, "Stop!" But it was already too late, and then silence. The villain was still standing, alive. The shopkeeper staggered back, wide-eyed. Zoltan blinked in disbelief. Because there, between life and death, floated the flying tank. His massive hand opened to reveal a glimmering handful of buckshot pellets, still hot from the blast. He had plucked them from the air, swiping them straight from the barrel. He chuckled. A deep, warm laugh. "Good job, everyone," he said. "I see the gears of society spinning cleanly. The villain chose a high-end business, non-essential, but valuable. The hero arrived, at least trying to keep the peace and avoid violence. And you," he turned his gaze to the shopkeeper, "though I do not approve of lethal force, I respect and recognize your independence. You taught this villain you are no easy target." The flying tank floated upward, satisfied, and left with confidence in the balance of the moment. Zoltan stepped forward, resting a firm hand on the Anarchrist's shoulder. Shaken but grateful his head wasn't blown off, the villain surrendered. In the cell later, he would preach about the sickness of society, his words spreading among heroes, villains, and common folk alike. And above them all, the flying tank knew the truth. Everyone did good.
Well, it's another chapter of the world of the flying tank. I just wanted a simple interaction of how does this work? How does this weird society, anti-society thing work? And it's like everybody does their part, and then somebody just zooms in to make sure that somebody's head doesn't get blown off, but they still understand the symbolism of someone protecting their property, even if they prevented them from, being the executioner of doom or whatever you want to call yourself when you're doing such a brutal thing. But that's just it. Is the flying tank respects everybody, and though he has villains running around stealing from people, he respects when somebody stands up for themselves, and I think that's important that there has to be some kind of a balance in our world, and I feel like the world balances itself out, but it doesn't necessarily have to do that. Sometimes things are very unbalanced, and corruption, or not just corruption, just simple everyday crime tips the scales in a way that makes it so people feel cheated. And it would be nice if somebody just kind of maintained the balance, even if there was a bottom line of maybe no killing or something. But the idea that there is a balance to be maintained, that like a common sense kind of thing, where we're all in this together, and we have to realize that when there's something wrong with society and somebody speaks out about it, they're not just trying to be an asshole or an anarchist. Sometimes they need to be the voice that speaks truth just as much as somebody who loves society needs to be able to speak their truth. But I'm going to get going there. I'm getting a phone call. I want to wish you all the luck in the world, and I want you to remember that I love you. This has been Joseph Arthur Roszell saying peace out.